So our goal today is to solve systems of linear inequalities by graphing. Yes, I did have a couple activities. Can you write it on the reflective journal for me to read? Okay. Why to model heart rates during exercise as in problem 39. And yes, you have to do problem 39 for homework. Well, if you actually complete it in class, then you won't have homework. It's not Halloween. Thank you. No, it is not. It's a pagan holiday. Okay. Everyone ready? Okay. What? Okay. So we're going to graph the system of linear inequalities. Instead of just graphing on one line, we're going to graph, one line on one graph, we're going to graph two lines. Yeah. So if I have A and B, and I want to graph A first, right? So I have X plus Y is less than 3. What do I do? Anybody? Minus what? Minus Y? Minus X. Good. Y is less than negative X plus 3. Done? Is it in slope-intercept form? Yeah. Okay. So what's my slope? Negative 1 over 1 or 1 over negative 1. Okay, what's my slope? My y-intercept. Woo! 3. And is my line solid or dashed? Dashed. How do we know it's dashed? Because it doesn't have the or equal to underneath it, so it's dashed, right? My graph looks all wanky. I'm going to go ahead and do number B before we graph. So let's go ahead and do B, which says X plus 4Y is greater than or equal to 0. So what do I need to do first? Minus X. Great. And then I do what? Divide by 4. Excellent. And I get y is greater than or equal to negative 1/4 x. And we want to do the same thing again. So what is my slope? Negative 1/4 or 1 over negative 4. And what's my y-intercept? 0. 0. And am I solid or dashed? Solid. Great. Excellent. Okay. Then I need to graph them, right? Huh? So I'm going to start at 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to go down 1, forward 1, or up 1, back 1. And I'm going to use a dashed. Oh, it disappeared. My lines disappeared. So sad. Okay, do you have a little note, Missy? Right, dash line. Okay? Then I need to pick a point. 0, 0. And I'm going to plug it into here. And is 0 less than 3? Yes, so I'm going to color in this half. And I'm not going to shade it in very much yet because I have to draw another line on there. Okay? I have to draw my line B because this is line A. And now I need to draw line B. And where am I going to start at? 0. And then I'm going to go down 1, forward 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up 1, back 4. And I'm going to draw a solid-ish line that kind of goes through those. Yeah, well, my little thing that draws straight lines is gone. So, yeah. Okay, pick a point. I cannot pick 0, 0. Why? Because it goes through 0, 0. So I'm going to pick, I want my x to be 0 though, so I'm going to pick 0, 1. Anyone know why I want my x to be 0? Because then I won't have a fraction, right? 0 times anything is what? 0. Okay? So this will become 1 is greater than or equal to 0. Is that true? If I plug that into here? Is 1 greater than or equal to 0? So that means I shade in the top part up here. And what is the true answer, ladies and gentlemen? Where the two colored parts intersect. The answer is a graph. This is the answer. Yeah, it looks like a pizza slice. Okay? So the answer is where this is it. You can't really write it down. You have to graph it. Okay? Super hard? Really? Huh? Because on the yellow, you mean? The whole answer? Does the yellow and green overlap here? The answer is where both yellow and green overlap, which is only in this little side right here. You mean how come it's not here? Because here is none of the answers. See, there's no yellow or green. So any points in here will be false for both of those. Any points in here will only be true for the green one. Any points in here will only be true for the yellow one. And only the points in here will be true for both of them. Does that work? Yes, honey. The shade in the part where they overlap. Are you good? Okay. All right, you guys try it. I gave you an easy one. Oh, my Lanta, I gave you an easy one. Dalton, do you have the answer? Good. Thank you for coming up and volunteering to do it, Dalton. Thank you. Thank you, Dalton. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dalton. Where's less than 3 at? Yes. Okay, now draw your other line in there. Because it's less than 3. Which side is... Because no matter what x is, what is y? Yeah, you should have done it in a different color. So where's my answer at? Yes, I'll fix it. Yeah. So let's fix what Dalton did. He did a lovely job, but it was a little confusing. Okay. So at y equals 3, no matter what x is, y is always 3. So I'm going to have a dashed line at y equals 3. It means it goes through the y-axis at 3. Okay? And then my inequality says that it's got to be less than that. So is that above or below? Below. Okay, so that's this half. Yes? Okay. So my second equality, so that's A. B is going to be at y equals -1. Same thing. No matter what x is, y is always -1. Only this time I have a solid line. So this is equation B. And this time it says y is greater than -1. Above or below? Above. So my answer is where the two colors overlap, correct? No, he got it right. He just, when he drew his lines all this way, it made it a little confusing to look at. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, no, he did it perfect. Okay, so this is that a little better? That's it. People always have problems with vertical and horizontal lines for some reason. Okay, if it says y, if it's y by itself, it goes through the y-axis at this point. If it's if it would have said x, it would go through the x-axis at this point. Okay, if it's just by themselves, one variable. Okay, so try work. Remember, when you divide here, you have to divide by 3 in all places. Your jacket is gray with a plaid on the inside over there. Okay, so how many of you have questions on this one? What I need to do? Yes. Huh? Oh, I did. Thank you. My line is not quite right. Very good. I should have went over 3. Nice. So it should have been 3. Thank you. So it's this one. Yeah, well, it looked ugly before. It's still the same answer, except it's right there. It includes this. No, it is this line. But you guys know, if you went over 3, if you guys graphed it right, you got it right, right? It's in the same general area. Sorry. Nice catch. Okay. Who doesn't understand how I decide what side to color on? Because I know that you don't, right? Okay. So what I did is if I choose... Oh, sure. Okay. So on the first one, right, we go down 5. And of course, this one's not going to show up. And then I have a dashed line. You need to choose a point that's not on the line, right? So the easiest one to pick that's not on this line is 0, 0. So then what you do, you have an x and a y. You plug it into where x and y is. So this would be 0 is less than 0 minus 5, which is, so 0 greater than negative 5. Yeah. So if it's true, I color in the side that contains that point. If it's false, I color in the other side. I only have 2 sides, and I only have 2 answers, either true or false. Is that okay? Did that answer your question? Okay. So then I color this side in. Anybody else have a question? And then you do the same thing with the other point, the other line. Okay. A little bit harder. Why is this a little harder? There's 3 lines. Is that okay? Yeah, it's okay. All right? We can have 3 lines. We can have 4 lines. We can have 5 lines. Okay? Oh, yeah, you can. I think on your homework you have at least one with 4. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. Oh my gosh. Okay, where's the line x equals 0 at? Hello, Rebecca, since you want to talk so much, where is the line x equals 0 at? That's a point. Where's the line? It is the x-axis. Okay, and it's going to be a solid line on the, oh, it goes through the x-axis, sorry. This way. Okay. And where is x greater than 0 at? Are you sure? I was just asking if you were sure. Yes. Okay. Where's the line y equals 0? It's the x-axis. So this is B, this is A. And where is y greater than 0 at? Okay. Now we have to put the third line in slope-intercept form, correct? So I'm going to subtract 2x. Divide by 3. My slope is negative 2/3, or 2 over negative 3. My y-intercept is, and is it solid or dashed? How do we know it's solid, Jose? Jose? Yeah, if it has or equal to, then it's solid. Then it's dashed. Does that help? Okay. So I'm going to start at 4, and I'm going to go down the right amount this time. Down 2 over 3. 1, 2, 3. Or, hot. There we go. Up 2, back 3. And it's solid, so ooh, hey, that was fairly straight. Woohoo! I don't draw straight lines. Pick a point. Which point can I pick? 0, yeah, because I'm just looking at the yellow line only, so I can pick 0, 0. So if I pick 0, 0, I'm going to plug it in here, and I get 0 is less than or equal to 2/3 times 0 is plus 4. Is 0 less than 4? Yes. So I'm going to shade in the half that contains 0, 0. So my answer is where? Right where the triangle is. Where all 3 colors intersect. Right? There's my answer. Is everyone okay with that? Any questions on that one? Not too hard yet? Pretty easy? Good. Let's go to this one. What's the difference on this one? It's a V. Why is it a V? Because it's absolute value. And we've graphed absolute value. Okay? So it's a V because it's absolute value. So we know what shape it's going to be. Okay? We're almost done, by the way. There's one more after this, and we're done. I am positive there's one more after this, and we're done. I am 99.9999999 to infinity sure. Okay. Where's my vertex at on line A? 2 what? 2, 0. Yes. So my vertex is at 2, 0. Am I opening up or down? Up. Good. And what's my slope going to be? 1. So m is going to equal what? Excellent. Perfect. Is my line going to be solid or dashed? Solid. Okay. So I've got all the information we need to graph this sucker. Oh my gosh, like, tell me. Up. Sorry, that's up. That's a U. It's not an NP, it's a UP. Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to go to 2, 0. And we're opening upwards. Okay. Now, because this is an inequality, what do I have to do? I have to pick a point. Which point shall I pick? Can I just pick 0, 0? Is that okay? Is 0, 0 available? Yeah. Okay, so let's pick 0, 0. We're going to plug it into this equation. 0 is less than or equal to absolute value of 0 minus 2. What's 0 minus 2? 0 minus 2 is 2. Absolute value of 2 is negative 2 is 2. Is 0 less than 2? Yes, so I'm going to shade what part? The part where the 0, 0 was, because this was true. And I picked 0, 0. So the outside part. Not inside the V, outside the V. Okay? This is a little bit different because it's not a line, it's a V, right? Okay. What's my vertex on B? It is not negative 2. It's what? Negative 2. 0, negative 2. What's inside the x is always my x. Inside the absolute value is always my x. Outside is always my y. So this would be 0, negative 2 is my vertex. Is it opening up or down? Up. Okay. Is it solid or down? Hold on. Good question. How do we know if it's opening up or down? Who remembers? Yeah, there's a negative where? Before outside the absolute value. There's a negative on the outside the absolute value, then it opens down. Right? Okay. Like if it said negative the absolute value of x, then it would open down. Yes. The only way. Okay? You're welcome. Okay, what's my slope? 1, because again, there's a 1 on the outside of my absolute value. That's my slope. Okay? And then is it solid or dashed? Dashed. Good. So then I'm going to go to where? 0, negative 2 here. And my line becomes this. Uh-oh. So part of it's solid and part of it's dashed. Woohoo! And then I need to pick a point. What point should I pick? 0, 0 is open again. So I want to pick 0, 0. I'm going to plug it into this equation this time. 0 is greater than the absolute value of 0 minus 2. Is 0 greater than negative 2? Yes, it is. So in this case, it's the inside of my little v. So where's my answer at? It's in between these two lines. It's the only place that they're both yellow and green are. Now, if you don't have colored pencils or highlighters or something, make sure you do vertical and horizontal lines, right? So you can see where they overlap. Do different types of lines so you can see where they overlap easier, okay? Questions on this one? Not too bad yet? Still? Okay, great. Next. Not, yeah, I'll read it. Just not right now, okay? Okay. I'm sorry you can't really see the coupon, but I'll tell you what it says, okay? So we have some story problems because we're working on story problems. Don't look at me that way. Yes, there's words in math, and you do have to learn how to do them. Okay? I believe I gave you all odd story problems. So if you need help, I don't care. Okay, an online media store is having a sale as described in the ad shown, which you can kind of see. I didn't realize it was going to be so dark, so sorry. Use the information in the ad to write a system of inequalities for the regular video game prices and the possible sell prices. Then use the graph to estimate the range of possible sell prices for games that are regularly priced at $20. So the ad says, just so you know, let me get up here so I can read it. 30 to 70% sell on all video games from $20 to $50. Okay, so if they're less than 20, they're not on sale, and if they're more than 50, they're not on sale. Okay, we have to have two variables. What are my two variables? X and Y. Great. What is X going to be? What should we have X stand for? How about the regular video? Oh, is that how you spell video? Oh, it is. I know. Prices. What are we going to have Y stand for? Dalton, what does Y stand for? I know he's reverting to 7th grade again. I did so much better on this test. If X is the regular video game price, what is the Y going to be? Possible sell prices, yeah. Yeah, I could tell. So how much can my video game cost? Even though you can't really see it, I'll see if I can write it. $20 to $50. How much my video game cost? What's the lowest price of video game? Oh, what's the lowest price a video game can be? So how can I write that? How am I going to write that? I have X and 20. What goes in between them? Can it only be $20? Greater than or equal to. Because it's not going to be less than 20, right? It's got to be greater than 20. And then we have the other extreme, which is what? Less than or equal to. Everyone, who is not okay with that? Okay. So So X is our regular video game prices, right? From the thing, and it's between $20 to $50. So X can be greater than 20 or less than 50. That's all. And it can be equal to, of course, it can be $20 or 50 or anything in between, right? Are you okay with that now? Okay. So now we need to find out what the possible sell prices are. Okay? Shh. Okay? So I'm going to have a Y. I'm going to have two Y's because how many sell prices do I have? Is it 20? It's 30 to 70%. You guys can look in your book. It's the problem in your book at the end on page 171. So if you need to see the thing, it's in your book. No, we're not done. Have we graphed it and have we finished it? Okay. How do I find out? Here comes the hard part. Really, these are real life problems, so when you get into the real world and you have a job, you might have to figure this out. But real story problems don't matter, right? Because they don't really exist and we don't have to worry about them. But this is a real life problem that people have to deal with in their jobs. Okay? But this doesn't matter, right? Because who's going to do it? Okay? So yes, real story problems are real life applications of math. Which is construction. No buts. Okay, we're not doing that. We're doing this. So be quiet and let's get this figured out. You have to do the story problems. And I'm not going to answer them for you tomorrow when we go over the homework. You have to do them. I'm not doing them for you. Okay. Can I continue now? Okay, if something's on sale for 30%, how much do I actually pay for it? What percentage of the price am I paying for it? I'm paying 70% for it, right? So I'm going to take 70%, which is 0.7. Everyone knows how to convert a percentage to a decimal. Move the decimal twice. And multiply it by my cost. That's how much you find out how much you pay for it. Very simple. And I'm going to pay less than or equal to that or greater than or equal to that. Remember, that's the 30%. Greater than, yeah. Because that's the lowest end, right? The highest end is going to be what? Less than. And what's my percentage? It's going to be what? 0.30. Okay. It's an X. Because you're going to multiply it by the cost. If you multiply 0.7 times your cost, that'll be how much you're going to pay for the video game. Okay? Just like on cells. Go to it for a cell and you want to know how much it's going to be, you multiply the cost by the decimal. And that's how much you'll, by the reverse, the 100% minus your sell price. So if it's 25% off, you multiply it by 0.75, and that's how much you'll pay for it. Okay? Now we have to graph it. Notice, first off, that my X and my Y's are hugely different. Okay? So I'm going to go, my X's, I'm going to go by tens. 40, 50, 60. That's more than enough, right? And then my Y's, what should I go by? Tens or tenths? Tenths. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 4. Okay. All right. So X is going to be greater than or less than. can't see what? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 underneath. Yes, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Is that better? Okay. So my lines are all going to be solid. X has got to be greater than 20, which is here. Lovely straight line. Greater than 20 is which way? Left or right? Yeah. This way. Okay. And then we have 50, the same line at 50. And it's going to be less than 50, so it's going to be this way. Yes? Okay. Where is my slope on equation C, I guess? Slope is 0.7 over 1. My y-intercept is, slope is 0.3 over 1. Y-intercept is 0. Okay? So I start at 0, and I'm going to go up 7 over 1. Ooh. Up 7. Oh, I went over 10. Thank you. How are we going to graph it? Got to be able to, because it's got to go. Let me just check, because I want to make sure I graph it right for you guys. I know that I did that. Oh, I tore my book. Oh, moving up my twos. Okay, how else can we, if I, that's a very good point. Everything's distorted. Okay, how do I write 7/10 as a fraction? 7 over 10. And how do I write 3/10 as a fraction? So can I use that as my, and then just go up by 2's here? Point 7 is 7/10, right? I don't have to write it as a decimal. I can write it as a fraction, which is slope. So I'm going to go up 7 over 10. Up 7, which is 14 over 10. 2, 4, 6, 7 over 10. Okay? Oh, that's a lovely line. Okay. Right? Oh, that's right. Lovely. Okay. And then I plug in a point, 0, 0. Oh, it goes through 0, 0, so I can't use 0, 0. I'm going to use 1, 0. 0, 1. So that is 1 is greater than 0. Is 1 greater than 0? Yep, so I'm going to shade in. That's this side. Here. And then the same thing here, up 3 over 10. Up, that's 6 over 10, 9 over 10, 12 over 10, 15 over 10, 18 over 10. Goes through there again. And this is getting very messy. But my answer is in here. That's where all 4 of them overlap. Okay? Then use the graph to estimate the range of possible sell prices that are regularly $20. Well, it can go from $6 to $14. How can I tell that? This is my lowest point where they overlap right here, which is at $6. My highest point is at 14, because then it starts going that way. That's what the graph tells us. And you will have problems just like this on your homework. Literally just like this. Okay? So you should have an example on how to do it. And there's an example in the book on how to do it. So you have at least 2 examples on how to do this problems like this. Okay? And there's homework help in the computer. Okay. So here's another website you can go to other than the one that's in your book. Yeah, but it's got different codes this time, right? Because the codes are different. It's a different chapter. But the same website, just different codes. And then there is one in your book that you can go to and get tutor help if you need it. Okay? And it's classzone.com. And it says it in your homework. And it says go to tutor help. And you go there and you can find out where you need to go, and it helps you. It gives you tutors and stuff on there. Well, people are still writing this down, so when everyone gets done, I'll flip it to there. I don't know. Not too many. No, I don't even think I gave you 30 this time. Maybe 20. 2 through 34 even, which is 16. And then 9, 19, 37, and 39. And then notice what the third one says. Chapter 3 quiz. Wednesday. I haven't got the amount of problems I'm going to have on it yet, so I'm not sure how many points it's going to be worth. Okay? Is it going to be spooky? I can put some bats on it or something for you guys. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you'll have some fractions, I'm sure. This Wednesday. This is Monday. Next class is when? Wednesday. Then what are we going to do for a whole week? No. No. We have a whole lot of this. By the way, this ends our review of Algebra 1, just so everyone knows. Yes. Okay, so everything else will be kind of reminiscent, but it'll be all new stuff.